Dungeons and Dragons has always been intriguing to me, so I figured why not give this movie a shot? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this. My name is Brandon Aries, and welcome to The Sanctuary. I saw Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves this week. I think almost all of us have had one sort of part in our lives that we decided to try playing Dungeons and Dragons. Some of us out there still play it. Though there's always concerns and reservations when a game is turned into a movie. We've seen it happen in the past. For example, just recently we had Mario as a movie. We have the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise and even Uncharted. It's also confirmed that God of War is getting a TV series on Amazon Prime, so there's that too. So this is more of a board game, and I mean, we've had that too with Jumanji. This film wasn't exactly on my radar in terms of watching until recently, so I figured, why don't I give it a shot? And honestly, I'm glad I watched it. Chris Pine going on about his backstory in the beginning of the film was just so impressive. Another thing that needs props is the special effects. The special effects for this movie were amazing, and for a very magical, thrilled movie, they hit it. One thing that threw me off were some of the cameos. And one that stuck out in particular was Bradley Cooper. And I was like, how the hell did you get into this movie? And the fact that his performance for a very short time that it was actually good. The chemistry among the team to take down Forge was subtle, but great where it counted in terms of the comedy and the teamwork. For instance, when they're digging up graves of old dead soldiers to find the helm of Disjunction, that was so funny with all the questions. Then on their last guy, they just give up after the fourth question and let him live. There was a special appearance by me in this film. I'm just kidding. It's an inside joke. Let's rewind, shall we?
I'm always the lookalike.
You look like Bridgerton.
You look like Nate Wyatt.
Now that I say that and some of you watch these videos, you guys are gonna be like,
I do see that.
I want to be my own person.
The interactions between Zank and the team sounded all too familiar. Like I felt like I was watching Guardians 1 where Quill is talking to Drax when they first meet. Zank was taking phrases and expressions a bit too literal. Marleman's walking stick ended up being a portal gun called Hither Thither. Huh, you trying to bring another game into this game? I'm in. The maze within the High Sun games was dope because it gave me Shining / Maze Runner vibes. I was all for it. And I like the subtle messaging when they find a way to get the gifts of the loot over to all the people. They put the portal where Forge's mouth is. So that was like a nice little message there. Another thing I wanted to say was that it was very satisfying to see Simon showcase his new confidence and new strength within his own magic. I also like the metaphorical Chekhov gun that they used with Kira's necklace of invisibility. I think her dealing that final blow led to such a satisfying payoff. Lastly, there was a very touching moment where Ed realized that Kira basically had a mother all along, except it just wasn't Zia. It was Holga. Holga was practically Kira's mom from the start and practically raised her. So he decided to use the tablet of reawakening that he had searched so far for on Holga because she passed away. I think this also kind of helps drive the point that family can be more than just blood. But Forge only gets away with a chalice and then he gets locked up by Zank. But I wish Zank was in the film just a little bit more, although I understand that he's kind of just one of those characters to help journey the main characters a little further and help them get to where they need to be. It would have been nice if he stayed with them and fought beside them. The ending felt very Return of the Jedi-esque, and at the day of this recording it's May the 4th, but getting medals for their bravery and heroism. They kind of go into some woodlands to kind of just chill, drink, and celebrate. You see what I'm going for here? There's no complaints, it's just an observation. I think the last thing that would have been cool is if the actual cast or the characters that were in the story were playing D&D and it was all just one big game. It never actually happened. We were just experiencing the storytelling of the game that they were playing. I don't know. I think that would be really cool, especially from a game playing perspective. Watching this film felt like a fun little getaway from everything. For me, this movie is a movie that you're bored one of those days and you're like, you know what? Let's see what's playing in theaters. I don't care what it is. I'm just going to see it. And you keep scrolling and you say, whoa, Dungeons and Dragons has a movie? Sign me. You go in, you watch it with no expectations, you come out, and you're pretty pleased. You're like, you know what? That was a fun little time. And you go on about your day. Now, there has been a previous Dungeons and Dragons movie, but I feel like this one really came into its own. If there's a sequel, maybe I'd tune in for it, but I'm not so sure. Overall, I think this is a fun watch. Maybe not to go to the movie theater, but maybe to catch on streaming services. So, are you going to see it? What did you think? If you did see it, let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, please be sure to drop a like. It is always so much appreciated here in the sanctuary. For new videos, hit that subscribe button. And next to that is the notification bell. For every week, this lover boy pops up in your feed. And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace.